So this is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is a brief review of Mission Impossible Fallout, the sequel to Rogue Nation. It's a sequel to Rogue Nation. Rogue Nation came out in 2015. I believe that it was 3 years ago. And this is a sequel with the same director and same cast. Since the Abrams crew took over the Mission Impossible movies, they have tried to make it a little more like the show, in that the main characters like Simon Pegg and the others, they survive to the end of the movie. That's not a spoiler. That's just what they do. In the first couple of those movies, they didn't do that. It was just all Tom Cruise being awesome after everyone was dead. Well, in this one they didn't do that. Yeah. I got there a little late, but just missed the last preview, which was for Overlord, which is another Abrams movie that looks terrible. It looks like a World War II / zombie game / like super serum magic blood movie. It looks terrible. Yeah. So they were kind of like stealing elements from Captain America, elements from Red Tails, elements from various other movies. Reanimator a little bit weird. Anyway, so it's pretty much everything. But yeah, it was yeah. But now on to this movie. It's kind of a brief review because it just literally came out. It turns out that if I did a review of Rogue Nation 3 years ago, I didn't say much about it. I probably included it in a summer recap. It was 2015. It was the final season of the Kal Kat show, and I probably just didn't really have any impact. I don't know if this one necessarily does either, because it's just sure, Tom Cruise running around and doing action scenes, and they're calling like the chase scene and in around Paris and that the most exciting action ever in a movie. Actually, the Bourne movies still have them beat, and that old movie Bullet still has that beat. So no, not the most exciting ever, because even though they did use some practical effects, it's cool. But the chopper chase is also cool. Like something similar before. But yeah, the set pieces and the action are fine, and it's getting good reviews. Can't really say anything bad about it necessarily. It's just that it's Tom Cruise again, in his mid-50s, trying to play the dashing young 30-something action hero, and there's just some of that's like, how is that even working? The guy's 8 years older than me. What? It's not. It's like, eventually he's just going to start braking or something while he's running. So, yeah, Mission Impossible Fallout is this weird sort of sequel where they didn't catch the main bad guy in they caught the main bad guy in the last one, but they're shipping him around. The main bad guy's organization threatens to steal some plutonium balls from a suitcase, so they can blow up holy sites like the Vatican and stuff, and Mecca and Israel, which is the plot of a never released Kal Kat story from the premise from around 2003. But that it was only a premise. It was never a story, but it was going to be a premise. It might have ended up being one of our horror stories, but we ended up not doing it because of the Iraq war thing that actually happened. So I was like, okay, if we do this, they're going to say, oh, the war, how dare you insult the war and all that. So we dropped it. I'm not saying that this script copied that. They couldn't have. It was only a premise. There was no script. Okay, then we come to this movie, which that was all a ruse to get information from one of the bad guys, to find the other bad guy, and then go on to Paris and then do stuff for the bad guy. So there's minor plot contrivances and stuff. Your main set pieces are Paris and somewhere near India, like Kashmir at the end. Paris and Kashmir. The London stuff is a lot of running and racing too, and that's in the middle. So there's 3 action set pieces. You got Paris, London, and Kashmir. Kashmir is mainly the diffusing of the bomb and the arrival of the Julia character and a bunch of other things that I guess she was in the Rogue Nation. I didn't think they got married in that movie though. Kind of confused as to did they get married after that? The bad guy, and then they got divorced because that isn't entirely clear. She became a ghost. Ooh, yeah, it's yeah. I'm confused as to who was what in there. I thought they were just friends in that movie, and then she left to be a spy or something. Or is that a different character entirely? It's not altogether clear, and it isn't clear in the IMDb version either who they are. So I guess it doesn't really matter. They like to put on disguises. There's double crosses, triple crosses, and Cavell is in it. This is the movie that he was doing where they couldn't alter his face. Just have him have a beard as Superman and say like he was just his beard hair was growing. So they digitally removed his beard in the Superman movie last year. This was the movie he was working on, and yeah, it's like no, they could have just had him have a beard. But okay, he didn't die. He was in a coma. That's all they needed to do. I don't know why they didn't do that because it looked really fake when they digitally removed his beard in Justice League. So yeah, this is like he's a bad guy, spy person, very clearly a turncoat. Everyone is very clearly a turncoat. I think the lady from Suicide Squad is the bad guy lady. I can't be sure about that though, so I'm not really sure on that one. So there's a little bit of crossover, but it's Paramount. They're not supposed to be the same people. It's Paramount. I guess since the Dark Universe with Tom Cruise as the Mummy didn't work, he's back to doing Mission Impossible movies. But they were all probably in production at the same time, so really, yeah, probably not the case. He gets to dangle from helicopters and drive his bike the wrong way down the Paris thing. Although some of that looked like they sped up the camera. It's like, come on. Also, there was the bomb. They always have in one of these movies, they're trying to defuse a bomb. Everybody in the theater's like, come on, it's been longer than 15 minutes and the timer's timing down. Timer's ticking down. It's still 10 minutes. We still have 10 minutes. No, we still have 5 minutes. We still have a few seconds. It's like, why do they do that in these action movies with the timer going off? The timer always has its own time, and it's like clicking down, and it's like, there's no way they could have got out of that. The 15 minutes they have to defuse the bomb, a half an hour goes by. They would all be dead. They would have been blown up, nuclear blast everywhere, which would have been a hilarious ending. Then that title would have been ironic. But yeah, okay, it gave like ways there was a bomb scene in it. But there's a bomb scene in all of these movies. There was a bomb scene in the last one, so not really giving away anything. And that's kind of, yeah, it's cool. It's a fine action movie, and you know it works. I'm okay with it. It's just that it didn't do anything really new. It just kind of did stuff we've already sort of seen, dangling from a plane again or a helicopter, riding a car or a bike or something again. Yeah, we've seen that. Yeah, it was. I'll be kind of cynical and say like, I've seen that in some way or another elsewhere, and in other movies in the same franchise elsewhere. Fast and the Furious kind of did stuff like that. It's true that some of these effects were more practical, and that was cool. But yeah, it's fine. It's still an 80%, I think, maybe. Not 89. It's not the best movie ever of the year. It's an action picture. But it's 80%, I guess. That's 4 stars. That's fine. I'll go see it. Sure. In theaters. I won't give away too much. And hopefully the review will end before 10 minutes is up, because I don't really want to... I'm probably not going to update it later. Yeah, there's been a lot of other Tom Cruise movies, and I haven't really seen a lot of them. They're over 10 minutes. So, yeah, I didn't really, it's fine, man. You know, it's good, yeah. So, that's pretty much it. audience waited around. If there were any end credits, there aren't any end credit Marvel movie type of credit things. You know, they didn't. It's Paramount, so they didn't do that. Got nothing else. That's Mission Impossible Fallout, or in this case, not Fallout. But yeah, every time they have every time they have a nuclear weapon thing with them that has plutonium and radiation, they can hold it at one point. How? Wouldn't that, like, mess them up royally? Like, that they held a radioactive, like, device in their hand at one point? Like, and, it pops out. Ding, 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 I've got it. It's like, wouldn't that immediately radiate you and you'd have, like, radiation burns? You'd be, like half dead. And wouldn't it go off anyway? Yep, some of this here's all boom anyway. It went off. And yeah, it was all a ruse to get the bad guy to. There was lots of ruses and double crosses and stuff. Although tried to frame him again. You think if they tried to frame him that many times, he'd be like, wait a minute, why am I in this organization? Anyway, so there's my review.